Behind me is a marshland with over 100,000 birds. Known as California's largest migrating spot for a lot of different species of waterfowl, I'll be exploring it today and showing you how you can do it with me this upcoming month. Merced National Wildlife Refuge is located in the heart of the Central Valley of California, the breadbasket of the world. And at this refuge is hundreds of thousands of birds that call it their home. Amongst them are some of the most coveted waterfowl species in the area, like snow geese, Ross's geese, pintail, stilt, and even sandhill cranes. Our journey today started with a bang, when immediately upon entrance, thousands of snow geese were gathered along the road. But the view from the entrance never makes for great photos, and it's always crowded, so I headed up the road to get some more personal encounters with them. Oh my goodness. This is just a great amount of geese here this evening. Usually I feel like they're further back and kind of out in the marsh, and so sometimes it leads to a less than ideal sunset, but if they stick around like this close to the road as we get into the sunset hours, man, this is gonna be really, really nice sunset. As we went along the road, I kept stopping at multiple locations to attempt to frame a snow goose flying against the Sierra Nevada mountains far off in the distance. Many days, the haze is too extreme to get them framed against the mountains almost 50 miles away. But today, I'd wind up getting a plethora of opportunities in the first hour and captured some images I really liked as they fought to fly against the high-speed winds. Eventually, after spending over an hour attempting these photos of individuals and the whole flock, they flushed up in a spectacular whirlwind and flooded the sky. Further down the loop of the Merced National Wildlife Refuge, I visited my favorite spot for blackneck stilt, foraging close beside the road. Every time I come here, they never fail to give me some great opportunities, and today was no different. But since I've already captured many photos of these guys before, I would also push myself to try something new and aim at capturing some slightly wider angle images, using my Sigma 135mm 1.8 and controlling the viewer's perception through foreground and shallow depth of field. Both the 135mm images and 600mm images turned out decent, but what I was really hoping to do was come back after sunset to capture these guys with some pink hues in the reflection of the water. And while I did predict the amazing photographs I'd capture later in the evening with blackneck stilt, I would have never predicted the upcoming moment with them just down the road in a few minutes. Wow, what an afternoon this has been so far. I'm really excited to tell you guys a little bit about the wildlife photography meetup I'm gonna be hosting right here at Merced National Wildlife Refuge on February 21st. But first, let me share with you guys a little bit about the history of this refuge. In 1951, it was established under the Leah Act to help attract wintering waterfowl away from the surrounding farm fields that are abundant in the Central Valley. This then in turn helps give refuge to the wintering waterfowl whose population numbers are drastically decreasing. It's sad to think that these grand spectacles of birds may not be a thing for many more decades if populations continue to decline like this. Corn and wheat is grown on the property for the waterfowl to graze on and keep them out of the fields, and as many as 15,000 cranes and 60,000 Arctic migrating geese make their home here in the winter. It's an amazing place and one of my favorite wildlife spots to visit in all of the Central Valley of California. Just up the road, soon after my previous stilt encounter, I ran into a group of 4 foraging in the grass alongside the road. Usually, they stick to the waters, so this was enough to capture my attention and get me to hop out of the car. But when I started photographing, I noticed something was wrong. One of the stilts was injured, and I couldn't quite tell how it happened, but one of its feet was completely limp and ragged. As I watched for the next few minutes, this stilt was determined to find the food it needed to heal. It looked around the grass much more frantically than the other 3 stilt in the area, showing that most likely it was running low on food due to its disability. After searching the refuge a few more times and getting footage of some rarer blue morph geese and the common waterfowl of the marsh, the sun was starting to get low on the horizon. I am so excited to witness the sunset coming up here soon. But first, let me tell you guys about my wildlife photography meetup that I'm hosting in just 1 month from now on February 21st here at the Merced National Wildlife Refuge. This will be a low-key event where I'll be teaching about the wildlife photography techniques that I use while photographing this spectacle here at Merced. I've come here for a few times this winter and been coming here for the past couple of years. So I generally have a really good idea of where the best places to photograph wildlife are around here, and you should walk away with some shots that you really enjoy. You can sign up to this event through the website linked in the description below. The cost is just $95 a person, and the capacity will be capped at 5 people. I hope to see you all there. I had located the flock of snow geese as they settled down for the night in the field. I drove over to the closest vantage point, but unfortunately tonight, it would be too far away to make any good shots of, behind private property. Still, it was amazing to see such a spectacle of them gathered together so close out in the evening, and they never failed to leave me with a sense of awe about nature. But the evening wasn't over. I've always wanted to photograph a black-necked stilt in tranquil pink-toned water as the sun sets over the horizon, and tonight would be my opportunity. I quickly scrambled to the location with mere minutes of light left in the sky. The black-necked stilt were still foraging, and I began getting into position. Getting low to the ground, I started to capture photo after photo of them, against the beautiful hues. There truly is something special and magical about twilight hours in nature as the whole world wakes up or goes to bed. And as this evening ended out, I captured my favorite photo of a black-necked stilt I have ever taken, reaching out to eat a midge floating atop the water. What an incredible location to visit, and what a miracle it is to witness so many different bird species, all so uniquely made. For my California people, I hope you're able to join me this upcoming February 21st for an incredible experience at Merced National Wildlife Refuge. To join our meetup, click the link in the description below, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my last year's experience at Merced NWR at the video in the end screen here.